Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Had a 3-day weekend. Felt good this morning. I'll probably be tired tomorrow, but this morning I felt pretty good. It is 7:05. I got here at like 6:40 maybe, and just came in and looked at kind of the notes I left for myself on Friday. Something that I try to do, especially on Fridays, is when I put my copies out. It's just the first bell. Hold on, I'll show you. When I put my copies out for the next day, especially on a Friday, I put Post-its on it to just kind of give myself like a little, oh yeah, right? So like on my reading one, it just says introduce narrator, and then here's the anchor chart. There's a YouTube video about narrators that I'm going to show, and then identify the narrator in our read aloud. So just a little quick, that way I don't have to like go through all my plans again, just because being away from them, especially today because we were not here yesterday for days, just makes me like, oh yeah, what am I supposed to do? So it just kind of makes it quick and easy. Hair wanted to part on the side today. Just let it do what it wants to do, but I tried to put it in the middle. It wasn't having it. But I'm gonna sit here, and I just got all my stuff that I left out on Friday to check. So I'm just gonna check these unlocks real quick. The rest of this stuff I can check after school today. That'll be fine. I don't need to check all that right now. And I'm going to enjoy my green tea. Happy Tuesday. It is specials time. I just went to my mailbox. Let me just fold this real quick because my school's on the bottom. But this is so sweet. There was an umbrella in our mailboxes, and it says, no matter what the future holds, PTO has you covered, because our theme this year is On to the Future, kind of like Back to the Future 80s themed. So that is perfect. I will leave this in here for those days like today when it's going to be probably pouring rain when I go out to my car. So that'll be my school umbrella. Math went great. I didn't really know how it was going to go because they were off for 3 days. You know, I feel like we forget everything when we're out for 3 days, but they did really well, knock on wood. We did math workshop. We did 2 rounds. This is why I do not put a timer on my small groups, because my first group, I really needed to work with a lot more than my second group. So I let the first round go like a lot longer, and then just took that time off the second round, if that makes sense. So instead of like 10 and 10, I can do like 13 and 7 or something like that. I have a little bit more freedom. I just switch it, and then I ring my bell when I switch it so that they know to kind of look up and it's time to switch. That is what works really well for me, because sometimes you don't need that full time with a group, and sometimes you need more time with another group. Anyways, I'm gonna sit here and go through. I have some emails from last week of like things that I need to do that were not like time sensitive, but now they're time sensitive. Like one thing that has to be done by the 10th. So today is the 7th. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that today. It's for like our teacher evaluation stuff. And then I think that's all I'm gonna probably get through during specials, is that little evaluation pre-thing. and then it'll probably be time to go pick them up. It is lunchtime. I got my lunch in the microwave heating up. It's been a good day. We just did reading and writing. I only have 2 more baths to do, so that is yes. Because once the baths are done, then I can kind of see like what groups might look like, and we can start doing small group reading, and I can jump into more writing conferences, which I love. I'll show you a little bit about our writing lesson real quick because it went really well. If you do units of study, you know small moment stories, like personal narrative stories, and one of the lessons is called Writing with Detail, Magnifying a Small Moment. And my team a couple years ago at my old school, we took a bunch of these units and put them into PowerPoints to kind of try to make it more accessible to the kids. So I'll show you just kind of what we do for this lesson. It's a good one. So it just kind of starts like this. Writers, give me a thumbs up if you've ever seen a field of flowers, if you've ever looked closely, like with a magnifying glass. And so we do that with a couple of pictures, and we talk about all the little details that we notice on all of these different flowers. And then we get into kind of the quote for this lesson. Writing is seeing, it is paying attention. And we talk about how you have to zoom in almost like with a camera or a magnifying glass and really share the details, especially in the heart of the story, which is what we're getting to today. And then we read this page from Owl Moon. We reached the line of pine trees, black and pointy against the sky. And then we actually went through and we talked about what senses is she using right here. And we found out she's using sound or hearing, where she talks about what the great horned owl sounds like, and then what she sees, because she's really detailed about what she sees, like where it says the moon made his face into a silver mask. So then we talk about, all right, this is what we're going to do today. We're really gonna pull the magnifying glass up. Sorry, my teammate just came in. Okay, so then I tell them, watch me as I do this in my own writing. And I didn't do this part today. We'll probably do that tomorrow or that. So this is kind of our goal. This is what we did for the first page, and I just adjusted it for the second page. So the first page was write page 1 of your story, use 2 or 3 sentences to describe your setting. And today we wrote page 2, the heart of the story, and we used 2 to 3 sentences, but we're still underlining them, and I'll show you what that looks like in my writing. So this is my first page of my story, and we planned this out at the top of the pages last week. I just did 1, 2, 3. So then I went through and wrote the beginning, and I showed them how I underlined what I feel, what I see, and what I hear. And I actually did this with this key before I remembered I had this. So I said, ignore my colors. We're gonna do the colors that are on the board because they can see them. And then today I wrote the heart of my story, and I focused on what I could hear, see, and feel, or feel and see. So I'm trying to encourage them to tie in 2 or 3 sentences in each page. I even made myself a note because tomorrow I'm gonna do taste, because I could taste the tears when I cry because it hurt. So then on Friday we wrote page 1, focused on the setting and our senses. Today we wrote the heart of the story and focused on 2 to 3 sentences. And then I just leave this up for them while they're writing, because they could see the colors that they should underline to make sure that they have 2 or 3 sentences. And then once they've done page 2, like I said, I'm trying to pace them so that I can do the lesson with them, and then they write that page. So then when they finish page 2, your time to write something you're working. I just give them choices, like they know they can write another story, separate from this one that we're working on together. They could write a how-to or something nonfiction that they want to teach people about. So practicing writing the whole time, but really pacing them on what I'm teaching, because I don't want them to go ahead and write like page 3 and then tomorrow do a lesson on endings and wish they would have, you know, waited for their ending. So that's kind of how I pace them out. It's not perfect right now. Some of them already wrote the heart of the story on Friday because I think they're just used to, in first grade, that's kind of what they did, is they would just write the whole story. And so it just takes a little bit of practice, learning to slow down, just do this one page today. but they're getting there. And if they already wrote their heart of their story, I said you need to go back and underline your 2 to 3 sentences, and if you don't have them, then that's what you need to work on today, is adding those in. So not perfect, but for the most part it helps pace. Good morning. I got here a little bit ago, but I just ran down to the copy room to make a copy of something we're going to work on in math today, and then I was just looking through emails and stuff like that. I'm gonna go sit at my back table and check some of the work from yesterday, and the kids will be in here about 5 minutes, so we'll see how much of that I get done. I am feeling sleepy this morning. I feel like I'm a little bit in slow motion, and it's so weird, like 3 days with no mask and then wearing all day with mask. Like I can already hear it in my voice. It's just like your voice kind of gets used to it, and then you have a 3-day weekend and it's like, oh my gosh, So drink lots of water today and hopefully not talk as much. Welcome to gourmet lunch time. I have a little baggie of pizza rolls. Okay. And a water. Today's been really good. I was able to, we took like this little graded assignment on this reading passage. It was very short. It was all on one page, like the passage and the questions. And it's so funny, I forget how at the beginning of the year in 2nd grade, how much like they're not really used to that. One of the questions was, how do you know like a character in the story did something or whatever? And so many of them put because it said so, right? Or they'll put like because it told me, or because it said at the end, or something like that. And it's so funny having to like go back and go, yeah, I know it says it, like what did it say? So just helping them understand what those questions are really asking. Something I forget every time that we have to kind of go over. So we did that. I was able to pass those back and have them put their real answer. And then for writing, we wrote our 3rd and final page, still focused on 5 sentences, and then making sure we had a big feeling in there. And then we had like a little bit of a longer share time because we have run out of share time. We weren't here on Monday, and then we ran out of time for like everyone to share yesterday. So today we did like a longer share. What I try to do is Mondays is table 1 share day, Tuesday table 2, Wednesday table 3, Thursday table 4, and then Friday can be whoever was absent on their day. And that way everyone who wants to share throughout the week kind of gets an opportunity. But since we weren't here Monday and didn't get to yesterday, nobody had gotten to share this week. So they were like, we want to share. So we did like half today, and then we'll finish up tomorrow. And then we'll be back on track. Outfit of the day. My outfits are, y'all, okay, so this top it's Free People, but I got it at Goodwill. And then my jeans from Old Navy, and then these sandals I got at Target a few years ago. I think they've still been having them though. I love them. And earrings from Etsy. All right, let's sit down and eat. I should have put these in the microwave before I left because now they're gonna be blazing hot. Let's eat real quick. All right, it is 3:45. I'm getting ready to leave. Just want to show you real quick. I went through all their math homework that they've turned in, and I will pass that back out in the morning. What I'm trying to do this year is I've never done it like this before, but they're filling their agenda out in the morning, and I'm signing it to check it as they fill it out, rather than waiting for like the bell to ring and then trying to check everybody's at one time. Just like as they filter in, they're filling out their agenda and bringing me their take-home folder. That way we can open it up, I can take anything out that's in there, and then I can put any of like this kind of stuff in there that's not graded, but just something that I've checked and something they need to keep at home. So I'm signing the agenda and checking their folder every day. So I'm just leaving a pile of this for myself every day, and some days they may have nothing that goes in there. They'll just take home an empty folder. Some days stuff will be in there. So that's kind of what I'm doing. It's going okay, I guess. And then I left their daily math reviews and unlocks here. I'm going to check those in the morning. I got a couple things here that I'm going to correct with kids, and then a couple things that some people need to finish. So I kind of just leave myself piles with post-it notes on it every day, just so I can remember why I left it there in the morning. But I'll show you this before I leave. This is something I've been making. Sorry, someone walked in. Just real quick and easy this is just kind of everything that our rubric focuses on. So I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids on here. And I just need to make like 4 or 5 copies of this and then just staple them together. But I can put a check if they're already doing that in their writing. I can put an X if they're not. And then what I kind of do is over here, I just put in like a date of when I meet with them again on it, if it was an X. And then I can put some notes over here too. So just quick and easy. I've been adding as I make them, because I'm just making them like as I go through my units, as I make them. I've been adding them to my freebies on my blog. So I will link that down below if you're needing these. I've been doing them for, I think, reading, writing, and math. I've got them. So I need to start getting small groups going now that I'm done with like iReady assessments and reading level assessments. I'm kind of wrapping all that up. So now I'm getting ready to jump full force into small groups and conferences. Here we are, a month in. This is how it goes. But on that note, I'm gonna get out of here and go home and do it all again tomorrow on Thursday. I've got my little notes for myself for tomorrow. Normally I do my plans on Wednesdays for next week, and then I would do my copies tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to do my plans and my copies tomorrow. I'm just off this week because of having Monday off. But I'll get that stuff done tomorrow. It's on my list. So I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.